The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. Okay, I'd like to show you some of the psalms that I've already done. Here's 12. And you can see here in 13 that there's also 14 next to it. And those are my best guesses as to when to date this text. And then the last one here is what a priest, how they act or acted. And I'm guessing within 50 years of the Promised Land. So, with that, I'm going to begin by starting with 34. Okay, got to check my mic. The other day I talked for 2 hours without my mic on. So, I'll bless YV. I will bless YV at all times. And that's impossible. You cannot do that. The word bless is meaning what our Creator is in his intentions to help you out. His praise will continually be in my mouth. My soul will make its boast in YV. The humble will hear it and rejoice. Magnify YV with me, and let us exalt his name together. I rejoice, or I sought YV, and he answered me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked to him, and were radiant. Their faces will never be shamed. This poor man cried, and YV heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of YV, just one angel, he encamps around those. The angel of YV encamps around those who fear him and rescues them. Oh, now this is good. Taste and see that YV is good. Now that is a keeper. How blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Fear YV, you saints. For those who fear him, there is no want. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they who seek YV will not be in want of anything good. Come, you children, listen to me, and I will teach you. I'm seeing that the word come is not needed here. You children, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of YV. And you can't teach that. Who is the man who desires life and loves his days that he may. This is this coloring of the text you see here. Those are added words in 1977 New American Standard Concordance, and I use them. I will color them black. If not, I will just get rid of them, that he may see good. Keep your tongue from evil, and your lips from speaking deceit. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of YV are towards the righteous. And his ears are open to their cry. The face of YV is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from earth. Cry, and YV hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. I've already replaced it. I guess I forgot that one. And YV is near to the brokenhearted, and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Many of the afflictions of the righteous, but YHVH delivers him out of all them. He keeps all his bones, not one is broken. Evil will slay the wicked, and those who hate the righteous, and those who hate the righteous will be condemned. YHVH redeems the soul of his servants. YHVH redeems the souls of his servants, and none of those who take refuge in him, and none of those who take refuge in him will be condemned. Now, there's a lot wrong here. First of all, the text that I'm removing here is in a parentheses, and that text is usually, they found in maybe a few manuscripts, but they added it to the text. So that's what the parentheses mean in your Bible when you see that. I will bless YHVH. You cannot do this. You cannot bless YHVH. Can you really say you can bless our Creator? And so I need to get rid of those words as well. At all times. Bless YHVH at all times. That's not right. You cannot bless our Creator. So what would be the right word here? I will praise. And since I'm adding a word so far away from it, I need that word that's how I note that I'm adding a word. I will praise YHVH at all times. And his praise will continually be in my mouth. Well, that seems to be a group here. His praise will continually be in my mouth. I will praise YHVH at all times. Because I have the word praise here, it's here. So I can't use it twice. So what does it look like when I get rid of it? Ugh. I will praise YHVH at all times. Now, if this is a 3-verse, this is a period, a statement, and this one has to continue at all times. His is right here. Continually be in your mouth, from your mouth, from my mouth. But that at all times, continually. Yeah, I guess I can do that. Get rid of the will, get rid of be, get rid of the I, continually from my mouth, at all times. what is another word for continually here? This is just, it's a rough start, I would say that. Regularly, always. I will, at all times. I guess I'll leave it as it is. So my soul will make its boast. Not NYV. How can you be NYV? You can't do that. So the word in is wrong. My soul. Now the word soul here, it's being used wrong. My soul will make my heart. Well, let's see what they use with the word soul if they don't want to use the word soul for that word. Let's see here. Oh, appetite, breathe, corpse, dead, heart. And actually it's used as our creator himself 4 times, which is unusual. Soul 238 times. Well, they're not using the soul right here. And since the heart is the emotion, from my heart, I'd have to put from. I got to make a shortcut for this, or a macro. From my heart. From my heart. I don't see I need the word boast here. I will boast of YV. I will boast. Boast. What are they trying to do here? This is like, oh man. See here, it's praise again down here. Boast, boastful. What am I doing here? What word am I looking for? Praise, praise. That's not working right here. That's, how come? Well, let's see here. From my heart, I will boast. I'd have to, not in YV, about YV. I'll boast about YV. I will make my boast. I will make my boasting. It has to be about. I mean, I don't see any other word that goes there. Now, I'm doing so much editing here that's not good. It's like I just made this verse mine. Okay, so from my heart. From my heart I will make. From my heart. And this is not working. I just didn't want to have one word on the tops because I'm usually in a 3-verse. The first verse or statement or sentence is a statement that the next two, you can find the definition within these words. That's why I have praise and at all times continually from my mouth has to hook to the word praise. But I added the word praise because you can't bless YV. Now, from my heart, I will make my boast about YV. And it's not usually like that, where it's just one word. From my heart, I will make my boast about YV. And the humble will hear me and rejoice and magnify YV with me. You can't magnify our Creator. What's he saying? What's he saying with the word magnify? Exalt. I only see the word exalt. So, because you can't magnify him. Exalt. Let me just check the theorists here. Elevate, lift. Yeah, they got praise. Promote. Well, I like the word exalt more than magnify. Exalt YV with me. Well, that would be the end. Oh, here's the word exalt. Okay, now how come I didn't see that when I was looking in here? Exalt. See, now there's two different words, magnify, and they can use the word exalt 6 times. Now I go to this Hebrew word, and exalt is 30-some, 40-some times. Lift, present, triumph, uplift. This word is more exalt than the other one. So, although that's odd because that verse does go with this verse, then it separates. From my heart I will make my boast about YV. And this is almost like, now it's reading like this. And that's how they're connected. From my heart I will make my boast about YV. Here, the humble will hear me. Why are only the humble? I guess I got to figure out that. What's humble here? Afflicted ones humble the poor. And the poor doesn't mean humble. Poor is different than the word humble. I would say the word many will hear it because he's going to be boasting, not just the humble. I would put the word many here. But again, I'm now starting to make this mine and not his. Many will hear me. Many will hear me. And rejoice and exalt. Why be with me? You see the word and again here. And that's what it's saying. I'm saying it twice. So do I need it twice? Well, let's put it this way. If this is his name, then yes, here. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult. Why be with me? And I want to take the word together and put it over in the front here. But many will hear me, period, a statement. This one's a little rougher than most here. And let us exalt his name together, period. Not let us, we will, if they're doing this together. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. Rejoice, exult with me. You know, what the other word other than exalt here? Exalt. Raise. I'm not seeing anything here. That's the problem. Okay, let me see how if I can divide this a little bit different. Let me hook this up here and say, okay, let me try that. From my heart, I will make my boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. This is just like a double. I got to get rid of it because then it becomes a two verse to become a 4-verse. And that's how I'm reading this. And actually, this is kind of just becoming a 2-verse, because we know where his voice is coming from when he's praising our Creator. I will praise YV at all times. From my heart, I will make my boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. But I'm seeing that as 222 now. I sought YV and he answered me. I sought. How did you seek? Avenge, call, care, inquired, investigated, searched, seek. I got rid of the word sought. YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Now use the word here. YV answered. YV answered me, and delivered me from my fears. Now that, the word fears, I'm not really liking here. What would I do with the word fears here? And that's kind of like, okay, it always means fear, so what does YV answered me and delivered me from my fears? What is delivered? Just first. Well, that's really no help. Delivered, defended me from my fears. Word saves is only used once, so that's not really a good one. All right, this is getting a little rougher than normal here, so let me see here. This can be pulled down a little bit farther. All right. YV answered me and delivered me from my fear. Fear or fears? I don't know. Okay. But it looks like it's just 2-verse, 2-verse. I'm not. Although I guess those two could go together to make a 4, and those two would make a 4. They looked to him and were radiant. Their faces will never be ashamed. If this is our Creator, they looked to him and were radiant, and their faces will never be ashamed. That's just you can't make that statement. Only Moses, Abraham, met with our Creator. Moses' face became white, or that's what the text says, and became radiant. So that's where they're stealing this from. But the only thing is this is not true. This poor man cried, and why? Well, wait a second. He's boasting up here, and he's delivering. So this would be separate from these two if I kept this. An example, when I know a lot about the text, and poor people just don't get to write text that they're going to keep. Okay, a king, a prophet, a priest, a scribe that's going to detail the story of happening of interacting with our Creator, that gets put into the text. A poor man cried to him, and I don't see that as possible. I really don't. I have to be truthful and honest. That's not what much of the text tells us, that a poor man can write this and save me out of my troubles. That would be wrong. He answered me and delivered me from my fears. So that is already being said anyway. The angels from YV encamp around those who fear him to rescue them. Now, there's only one time that I know of a story that let's see, who was that? I think it was Elijah, or it's that or Elijah. Now, what happened was a captain from Damascus, I'll just say that so you know the areas, and he had a servant girl that told him that if you would see our prophet, he would take care of your leprosy. So he went to him and he took care of his leprosy. Then when the commander was with the king, they're ready to come battle him, they wanted to surround Elisha and take him away so he didn't, they had a fear of him being able to talk to our Creator. So then it was that when the attendant woke up to go outside in the morning, okay, and he's seen them starting to surround him. And then he goes in, Elijah tells him, I'm just saying Elisha, said the angels are around here. And so what he did was walked out and he guided them to their king, and then their king released them. But the object is that is the only story I know of the angels from YV encamped around me, who feared him and rescued them. And that is, and I can't make that story out of that. Okay. And now come the most exciting words I get to look at here. Taste and see that YV is good. Okay. Now that statement is a keeper. I found some really crazy stuff in these Psalms here. And this would be one of them. So let me do this. Oops, a little bit larger. Okay. Something like that. But I'm collecting stuff. YV did surround me with song and deliverance. Okay. His eyelids tests the sons of man. Things like that just aren't true and are absolutely false. And taste and see that YV is good. Well, we know that that's stupidity. And I don't know who says every word is truthful in the Bible. Have them talk about that one, please. Let's see. How blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. How blessed is man. Now man is male and female who takes refuge in him. Now that could be Jesus. And this is coming from our Creator. And not how much, it would be blessed is man. This would be from our Creator as well. Blessed is man taking. Well, I guess the who would be okay. Blessed is man who takes refuge in him. Now this verse doesn't go with this one. Fear YV, you saints. Now, they weren't saints. There's no such thing as a saint. That's a Catholic pagan belief. So, you got to understand the word saints. You don't even understand who they are. There's something that ordained by the Pope. Well, the Pope wasn't around then. So the word saint is something that they've stuck in the text. What did they have? What word are they covering up? His holy ones. Now they're righteous. And that is, I give the highest word meaning to the word righteous ones are the most obedient to our Creator. But when I'm reading the rest of it, there is no want. What do you mean there is no want? We have want every other month. I don't think I could go without a month without a want of something. And I know it's not what you're supposed to do, but it just, like I would like a lot of money, to help me advance the news of getting this out. Those who fear him, there is no want. I don't see that either. I don't see that. Young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but why would you compare yourself to an animal? Who seek ivy will not be in want of anything good. Now, this is the word blessed, and it's up right here already. We have that, and this is nothing that needs to be added. I'm thinking now that, once it started going with taste and see YV is good, this has gone all downhill. Children, listen to me. And I will teach you, and I will teach you you can't teach the fear. The fear comes from you being very obedient and then understanding that you now fear being separated from our Creator forever. That's the story we know. So we have to have the word separating from him as this fear. We just can't use the secular meaning fear here. So I will teach you And this too would have to have the word about YV. As like this, and I will teach you about YV. And this becomes like this, because this doesn't continue. Those are grouped together. Who desires life and loves that he may say good. That seems like that goes together. Loves their days, not the length of. That's just wrong. Loves their days, meaning their time. They would speak of like in a timeline of a person's life. They would say like in the days of David or the days of Saul. So I understand this word as days is how they would be using it. Who desires life and loves their days, that they may say good. That they may see his goodness. And this would be Jesus here that they would be saying. But I don't have anything about Jesus in this text yet. This would be the first one, and I don't think that's. I'm just glancing down here, and I'm still seeing a lot of words that are not going to be making sense here. So if I get rid of this, who desires life, comma, period. Get rid of this. Because who is the man, or who is man, is actually who desires life. So we have male and female in the word who desires life. Keeps their tongue. Keeps their tongue. And they thought that the tongue speaks, because if you cut it off, you can't talk. They didn't know we had a voice box. Keeps their tongue. So it's talking about speaking deceit. And your lips from speaking, keeps their tongues from look, the word evil means to be against our Creator. So I can't use the word evil when they're talking about them being who desires their life. They're going to be teaching about our Creator. So that has to be out. And so keeps their tongue from speaking deceit. Who desires life, loves their days, keeps their tongue from speaking deceit. Okay. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of YV are towards the righteous. His ears hear the cry. That's separate. The face of YHVH is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them from earth. Well, like I said about the word evil, can't have that. They do good. They do good. Seek peace. They don't pursue it. That's after the fact. They'd pursue peace and seek peace. Peace they pursue. They do good, and peace they pursue. They do good and seek. And seek for their peace. They do good and seek for our peace. For our peace. And then that is, again, those two verses are connecting. The eyes of YHVH. This doesn't make sense. Are towards the righteous. He's looking at everybody. He knows everybody. In fact, since everything is his, how he knows all of us, he isn't seeing us. He's created us. So he knows everyone. So it's not really his eyes are towards the righteous. His blessings are towards the righteous. I can't make anything out here that's going to be following. They do good and seek our peace. YHVH, the eyes of YHVH. No, YHVH would look toward the righteous. But toward the righteous, even that word's not good, and his eyes are open to their cry. And they do good and seek our peace. His ears hear their. No, I'm going to call that one out. The face of YHVH is against evildoers, to cut off the memory of them. Or no, that's just being said wrong. To cut off the memory of those from earth, that was done when they went into the went into the promised land. The people there were really pagans. Some of the text tells us that they were having sex with anyone and everyone, and their children, neighbors, and animals. So that's why he said, kill the infants and the animals as well. Unclean. What a very polite word from our Creator. They were unclean. This group right here, let's get rid of this. We know that they added that. So they cry, because we know who they're talking about. These who up here. Keep they who keep their tongue from speaking deceit. They cry to YV, and he delivers them. YV hears them. YV will hear. I would say YV will hear. That hears will hear them. And deliver them. Deliver them from their troubles. Because he's constantly testing us, so can't be all their troubles. But this way it's staying to the format. And delivers them from their troubles. Or a crushed spirit. This is not being said right. YV is near the brokenhearted. No, if I got rid of that word, YV is near. It saves those who are crushed in spirit. But he's already doing that here, so that's a double. That doesn't need to be said. Many of the afflictions of the righteous, but YV delivers not of all of them. He keeps all their bones, and none of them is broken. Well, that's kind of wishful thinking. He keeps all his bones. Now that one, I guess I'm going to keep that one as well. That one is just too, oops. What do I got here? Okay, I went a little bit too far there with the clicking. I got to just go here. Keeps all his bones. Ridiculous. Keeps all his bones, none of them is broken. Evil will slay the wicked. Evil will slay the wicked. Those who hate the righteous. That is an untrue statement. So group them. Many are the afflictions of the righteous. I think we got that statement up here again, so that, don't need that as well. So let me go down here. Those who hate the righteous. And there's not really much more to be added to here, so I don't see that. YV redeem, YV will redeem. Don't need to do more than once. So what am I looking for, that word? The souls of his servants. And this would be his servants. And now that would be Jesus here. because redeeming, YV will redeem the soul of his servants. YV will redeem his servants. Take revenge. This here is out. And I'm thinking that all this is going to be out as well. There's just not enough going on here. So, not going to have much left here. So I can go up here and just clean this up just to see if this is making any sense. I mean, so much is so wrong with a lot of that. When you get that much kind of stupidity in a psalm, I'm really wondering if the whole thing is made up by them. So I've really got to clean it up, take a look at it, try to understand whether this is just false wording being put together. Okay, now I've got to clean up a little bit more, but hopefully, whoops, this is gone. And you can probably read it while I do a cleanup on here, and then you'll be ahead of me. Let me see here. I want to put a smaller grouping together just to see how it looks that way. Okay. Now I can get in here and read it a little bit. I will praise YV at all times. From my heart, I will make my boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Blessed is man who takes refuge in him. You know, if this is the 4 verse, that does sound like it goes together. I will praise YV at all times. From my heart, I make my boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. For YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Now, who could write that? That's going to be a hint as to who writes. Blessed is man who takes refuge in him. Children, listen to me. I will teach you about YV. I guess that's a poor grouping. If anything, that would make it all 2 verses. But that's 2 separate. That isn't being, even this is a stretch to be put together. The writers are really good when they do their connecting. Listen to me and I will teach you about YV. Who desires life and loves their days, keeps their tongue from speaking deceit, and they do good and seek for our peace. YV will hear them and deliver them from their troubles. Yeah, these are all just 2 verse, 2 verse. There's too much of this separation of what's going on here. But let me see here. Okay, I will praise YV at all times. From my heart I will make my boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exalt YV with me. YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Blessed is man who takes refuge in him. Children, listen to me. I will teach you about YV, who desires life and loves their days, keeps their tongue from speaking deceit, and they do good and seek for our peace. YV will hear them and deliver them from their trouble. Now, those two hook together like that. I mean, that's good connecting. Okay, no doubt about it. This is a good connecting. That connects. So this here verse, if I put it with this one, many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. Children, listen to me, and I will teach you about YV. YV answered me. That sounds good. That sounds good, that if it goes here. So let me do that. Move 2 verses up. And then I'll take this and I'll put it here. And I'll say this one here, make it 8 point. No, that's not what I want to do. I just wanted to put that over so it's lined up. Moved to here. Move to here. Okay. Now let me see. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. Children, listen to me. I will teach you about YV. YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Blessed us. See, that reads perfect. It's not really a great connection there, but it's better than anything else. And the best I can say is, I don't know the writer, but I would say is advice to children. Did they have text that was there for them to teach children? Is this because when you, like I said, when I know who's writing what and what is important and what isn't in the Bible, or when you find all these hidden formats, and I do own the copyright to them. I've been doing this long enough. I got several copyrights. Well, that isn't what I want to do. I want to do this and this. And then I want to get rid of the numbers. But anyways, I'm thinking that that's the best title I can do for this right here. And just clean these numbers up. They don't mean anything anymore. It is kind of funny to see where the text goes, to actually how they took it and screwed it up so you could only read what they wanted you to, or how they wanted you to read it. And for a screenshot, I'll get it so the line is gone, put it up there, and then maybe that's not good. Maybe that's one too many. Well, that's a good screenshot right there. So other than that, I don't know I could do any better with that. I will praise YV at all times. From my heart, I will make I boast about YV. Many will hear me and rejoice and exult with me. Children, listen to me, and I will teach you about YV. YV answered me and delivered me from my fears. Blessed is man who takes refuge in him. So what's going on here? 1, 2. Oh, that's what happened. There isn't spacing. These are just 4 verse groupings because these are each separate. Although these two group together. And then it's kind of like here, and I've got missing text here. Mm, If he's delivered him from his fears, then there's text that's missing would be from above here. So I'm just going to do some quick like that. And now I think that is the text.